Today, we're diving into a tool that's so common, we almost forget just how dangerous it can be. We're about to break down the unspoken rules of ladder safety, and trust me, this is stuff that could literally save your life. So let's get right into it.
Wow, that's a pretty dramatic way to start, right? But the answer isn't what you'd think. It's not some piece of heavy machinery or a dangerous chemical. Nope, it's something you probably have in your garage right now.
That's right, the good old, ordinary ladder. It's involved in a shocking number of accidents every single year. And yeah, some of them are fatal. So it's about time we give this tool the respect it really demands.
Okay, so before you even think about putting a foot on that first rung, the absolute first thing you have to do, every single time, is inspect the ladder. This isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's your first and best defense against a total disaster.
So what are we looking for? Well, these checks are super simple but so important. Run your eyes, even your hands, over the whole thing. Do you feel any wobbly or missing rungs? Check all the hardware. Any loose nails, bolts, or screws? And be on the lookout for really obvious damage like cracks or splits. Those are just weak points waiting to give out right when you're on them.
Now, beyond just the basic structure, the actual material your ladder is made of, well, it has its own unique set of problems to watch out for. Each type has its own kryptonite, you could say. Let's take a look.
If you've got a wooden ladder, keep an eye out for splinters. That's a huge red flag that the wood is getting weak, maybe even starting to rot. And for metal ladders, their biggest enemy is corrosion, rust. You've got to check the main body, the hinges, the screws, because rust just eats away at the metal's strength.
And this right here is the critical part. If you find any of these problems, that ladder is officially out of commission. Don't just lean it against a wall for the next person to grab. You need to tag it. Slap a big sign on it that says, "Dangerous, do not use." Report it and make sure it gets properly fixed or, honestly, just destroyed.
All right, so your ladder passed the inspection with flying colors. Great. Now for part 2, using it the right way. Because this is where most accidents actually happen. It's not the ladder failing, it's user error. And it all boils down to just a few key rules.
36 inches. Burn this number into your brain. If you're using a ladder to get up onto a roof or some other platform, the side rails have got to stick up at least 36 inches. That's 3 feet above that landing spot. Why? Because it gives you something solid to hold onto as you step on and off. That's the moment you're most vulnerable.
Where you put your ladder is just as important as how you climb it. I mean, never ever set it up right in front of a door that isn't locked or in a busy walkway. And you need a clear zone around you. No hoses, no cords, nothing to trip over. What you're looking for is simple: solid, level ground below and a sturdy support up top.
You know, these might seem like common sense, but you would be shocked at the shortcuts people take when they're in a rush. Don't ever try to get a little extra height by propping your ladder up on boxes or barrels. Don't try to lash 2 short ladders together to make a long one. And please remember, a ladder is not a bridge or a scaffold. Using it like that is just asking for a trip to the emergency room.
Okay, now for maybe the most important part of setting up a ladder: getting the angle just right. This is all about physics. If it's too steep, it can tip right over backwards. If it's too shallow, the base can slide out from under you. But don't worry, there's a super simple rule to make sure that never happens. It's called the 1 in 4 rule. And it's so easy. For every 4 feet you go up, the base of the ladder needs to be 1 foot out from the wall. So, if your ladder is reaching 16 feet high, the bottom should be 4 feet away from the wall. This creates the perfect, most stable angle. It's a quick measurement that makes all the difference.
So, your ladder is placed, the angle is perfect. A couple more things. If you can, tie off the top so it can't slide sideways. Take a second to check your shoes. Get any mud, grease, or gunk off them. And when you climb, always face the ladder and keep 3 points of contact. That means 2 hands and a foot, or 2 feet and a hand, at all times. That's what tool belts are for.
Oh man, we've all been tempted to do this, right? You're just a few inches away from what you need to reach, so you just lean. That's called overreaching, and it is a huge cause of falls. It shifts your center of gravity right outside the ladder space. The right way, the safe way, is to always take that extra 30 seconds to climb down and move the whole ladder. Period.
Here's a simple one: 1 person per ladder. That's it. Unless it's a very specific ladder designed for 2 people, it's a 1 person at a time tool. A second person doesn't just add weight, it completely throws off the balance and can cause a fall for both of you.
And hey, safety doesn't just stop when your feet hit the ground.
How you take care of and store your ladder is key to making sure it's safe the next time you need it. A well-cared-for ladder is a predictable ladder.
This is pretty straightforward. You want to store your ladders where air can get around them, and most importantly, keep them out of the damp and the wet. Dampness makes wood rot and metal rust, and that creates these hidden weak spots that you might miss on your next inspection. Good storage is good safety.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from inspection all the way to climbing and care. So let's boil it all down into a really simple, easy-to-remember protocol.
Here it is, your 3-step plan. Number 1, inspect the ladder for any faults before every single use. Number 2, use it the right way. Remember that 36-inch rule, the 1 in 4 angle, and never overreach. And number 3, care for it by storing it properly. Inspect, use, care. That's your mantra.
And you know, that really says it all, doesn't it? A little bit of knowledge and just a few minutes of precaution can stop a serious, maybe even life-altering accident. It's a tiny investment for a massive payoff in your own safety.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. When was the last time you really looked at your ladder? Not just glanced at it, but truly inspected it. Think about it, because the next life you save, it might just be your own.